Hey everyone! In this episode of Aswatona podcast, you will get to meet Farah Sbeity. Farah is a podcaster from Lebanon and is convinced that taboos will no longer last in times of podcasting. Let's hear from her.
Hello, I am Farah Sbeity, a faculty member at the Faculty of Information at the Lebanese University. I have a PhD in Media and Communication Science and Master's in Library and Information Science. I was born in Beirut and moved to Kuwait, but I returned with my family to Beirut after Saddam's invasion in 1990. I had a happy childhood. I still remember each activity my family did for my brothers and me. And later on, I discovered how it reflected positively on our personalities. Lebanon is an open country, and its people, including those among us, are considered open by their lifestyle, work, and relationships. However, when we move a little away from the city or we spend a little time with some relatives or neighbors, let's say, we still encounter topics, taboos, and forbidden things. And I see that by 2024, it will no longer be acceptable for us to think about it or accept that others do it. In general, the podcast experience in Lebanon has increased compared to before. However, the most prominent challenges of podcasting for me are infrastructure, such as electricity and internet problems. The second and most significant challenge I face is when I ask anyone to record audio or share details of a story or situation. There's always a fear of revealing information about individuals. And there's always a question, why do we want to record? Does anyone know who we are? Etc. Producing content through podcast helps me express many ideas in my mind. It helps me shed more light on topics that may not be allowed or accepted to be discussed in my society. I can't say which podcast is better than another because it depends on the topic. However, the episodes I made and when I was recording and sharing other people's stories and their voices gave me more credibility to my topic, to the podcast, and to the listeners. I mean, I can't go out and talk on the podcast alone about my opinion on the issue of fighting underage marriage. Firstly, the topic is not new and has been discussed a lot. The topic will be overlooked like other radio or television episodes or articles, but when I share the voice of a woman who got married at an early age and talks about her life and experience, she can advise others and contribute to awareness in society. When we record any podcast, we always want to explain to the other party why we are recording, the goal, and with whom we will share the episode. We highlight that sharing a specific story will help others express and share their stories. But depending on the podcast I see in the region, the most common format is an interview or a standalone podcast, and all types are successful, especially when the podcast is chosen to suit the topic and episode. I am Farah, a Lebanese Arab podcaster. I want to work, record, and teach podcasts because I believe they will convey our opinions and deliver our points of view wherever possible.